First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Rodgers now on first down. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
Well, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
Rodgers throw. Now the ball comes loose. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 10 yards there to start the drive and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Once again, it's Swift. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The fumble on first down. Now here's 2nd down. And the slot man goes in motion left. Gone.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Well, this defense for the Packers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
How'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jamison Williams.
His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Nixon now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And they are trying to create some separation within the division. This is still the first half of the season. But this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top two teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
To the air on second down. It's Rodgers.
Quick slant to Watson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Complete to Christian Watson. A gain of 18 on the play. And the Packer first down.
Rodgers now on first down.
A complete once again to Watson.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Now a play fake. Rodgers. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, and it winds up falling incomplete. Now, keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It's called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can. And it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense, everybody wants a piece of that pie. They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
On first down, Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown. A.J. Brown, 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Packers are an extra point away from evening this one up. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Crosby with the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
That ties the game at 7.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now it's gone.
And That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
On gain of 11, it's now 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. The Lions at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season. And they come in riding high. Just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
And I like the way that this team is winning football games because they're doing it the way that coaches love to preach. Penalties at a minimum because they've been very disciplined, very focused in their business.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Jonah Jackson, former 3rd-round pick, the guilty party. This is Swift on the counter. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. He's got room at the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. These two teams all tied after 1. Now Goff on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to the running game with Swift. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Well, this drive, they're perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it'll be 4th down.
Riley Patterson on for the Lions field goal. 41-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they are able to win that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Rodgers going to throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Brandon Williams there on the pass rush. Give him the sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And the next-gen stat's going to show just how much time he had to make a decision, and it's not much. 3 seconds, the final clocking. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
He finds Watson complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. This is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Nothing flashy there. The slant to the slot.
Oh, the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
First and 10. Here's Rodgers. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Rodgers again here on second and 10. And this will be caught by Brown. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. And again, it's Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down to force a 4th down?
The kick by Crosby is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And into the end zone, it's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way into the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy who made the play, he gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes
he's got a man, complete, past the 20, touchdown, Detroit. Jameson Williams, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Nixon now from his end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
And in our meeting with the special teams coordinator, we asked him, what's your philosophy on bringing the ball out? Do you give them a red light? Do you keep them in? Green light, let them go? Let's see if he changes from green light.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year as they have taken the lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Nixon now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't.
Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Hey, kill him!
Go off a handoff here to Swift.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
Super 66!
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now Goff. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, Goff to the sidelines, and Detroit has Riley Patterson out there for the field goal. Patterson's kick is good,
and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception setting up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers! Romeo Dobbs as the first half is winding down. And the Packers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score Lions 27-24. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Goff now to throw. Complete to right. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Swift going to try up the middle. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
The open man is Shark. It's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 39. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
That's once again complete to Chark. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on 3rd down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Patterson's kick is good, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. All things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same, because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. Well, they got the lead, but it's certainly not a big one. And how do you keep control of that lead? Certainly not by that last play there. They gave up a big sack on the first play of this drive. Now it's double the distance to the first down marker.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw finds its target, Dobbs. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Right side to Watson. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Rodgers now on 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Rodgers now to throw. That's complete to Dobbs. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here, because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far in this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play.
Yeah, big play there. When you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
Throwing on 1st down, incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit. Rodgers. That's Tunyon bringing in the quick throw. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Now Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Packers have even the ball game with a chance to take the lead here in the final minute of this third quarter. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that will put them on top here in the third.
Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Darnell Savage there to make the tackle. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So 3rd down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal. Goff going to keep it himself. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talked about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
82 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They'll try the air now with Goff. Wright's got it. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Williams is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Swift hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they had it there so close to the goal line, a chance to take it across, claim the lead here in the fourth. Boy, that was a big, big mistake.
It really was, and as much as I want to give credit to the defense for making the play, I do tend to agree with you. That mistake, that's a chance to go in and take the lead. I mean, you're in great shape, yet you don't take care of the football. But they'll be going over that like crazy in the upcoming weeks.
First down, Green Bay.
On play action, now Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leonard Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season. CD, a little bit of feast or famine for him. He's had some success throwing the football, but also now he's been sacked 4 times.
Yeah, you just mentioned the 4 sacks, but you're right. He has managed to hang in there and make plays at times. His offensive line, they've got to figure it out and pick things up and give him more opportunities, and he has to help them by getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker as well.
After the sack on first down, Rodgers, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
This offense on third down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. To throw is Rodgers. Man open, here is Jones. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Rodgers throw complete here to his receiver Brown. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
The Lions, 37-yard line.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Robert Tonyan, the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
Rodgers again now. Got a man, it's Tonyan. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Here's Rodgers. This is caught. Touchdown. Robert Tonyan from 6 yards away. And the Packers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for 2. Rodgers will throw for it. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they try to make it a 2-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A 2-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 113 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. First down, and they go with Swift again. They find some open field here. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning. On the handoff, this is Swift. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
Here's a handoff to Swift running left.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's a handoff to Swift.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
The running game's played a huge part in getting them down to this point in the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
Now Goff taps this forward. That's a jet sweep. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up of 3. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Goff taps this forward. That's a jet sweep. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Third and goal. And keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory.
They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Patterson's kick is good. And that'll move them back within 6 now. Well, a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics minutes into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and a little bit of a surprise they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future they've got to work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for the Packers, the train just keeps rolling 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.